Hello guys, welcome to the vlog again. So today we're off to Dizzy's Animal Kingdom. Should be a really good day. Lots to see, lots to do. So right, I'll see you guys in there. Bye. You didn't use it, did you? I thought it was like to use it.
But you're not gonna. That warden's okay. Looks like we got it. So let's get started. Today we're going to kick off our adventure here in the Little Aturi Forest. In the Little Aturi, animals are pretty shy, so they like to use their surroundings as a natural camouflage to blend in and hide from predators. And to the left, looks like I see our first two friends. Those are the greater kudus over there to the left. Those are females, you can tell because they don't have any twisty horns. And to the right is the okapi. Now, you probably noticed that okapi has some party pants on. It makes them look like a relative of the zebra, but they're actually first cousins to the giraffe. The two share the same very long tongues. It's about 18 inches in length and can reach all the way up to their eyeballs. They also share the same shaped skull and the same horns on top of their head. Those are called ossicones. It's only going to be the male okapi who has those ossicones. Over here to the left is a black rhino standing up using natural camouflage to look a little bit like a rock, but that is a black rhino over there. They're the smaller in the rhino species, the smallest in fact. They're also the darkest in color. Looks like there's another black rhino over here to the left. They have a pointed upper lip that's called a prehensile lip. They can use it to wrap around food and consume it. They can also gallop like a horse. And whenever they gallop, they make no sound at all. To the right, hiding very cautiously in the trees over here, are some bongo antelopes. Bongos are a pretty cool nickname. That's the ghost of the Little Aturi Forest. It makes sense because they can blend into their surroundings and hide from predators. They travel very slowly, very quietly, but they're also very endangered. Now over here to the left are a couple of birds. These birds are known as the saddle-billed storks. They are about 5 feet tall, but they have inverted knees, so they can bend their knees the opposite way that ours can, and kneel down and look quite short sometimes. Hanging out over there. Looks like there might be a couple hippos underneath the water over there to the right. As we press on forward. But those hippos were swimming. They are very, very good swimmers, but swimming causes them to use a lot of energy. So they prefer to sink down to the bottom of the bank and walk or run instead of swim. You can see a couple over here to the left floating. That is a bloat of hippos, otherwise known as a herd of hippos, but that's B-L-O-A-T. They're a whole group of hippos. Now hippos are herbivores. That means they only eat plants. But they do need to eat a lot of plants to stay nice and full. They need eat about 120 pounds of plants a day. Wow, I couldn't imagine that. I'm a vegan and I couldn't imagine that. They have some very flat teeth. That's how you can tell they are herbivores. Use those flat teeth to grind down all the plants. And once again, those are herbivores, but if you take a look to your left, friends, you might see a couple of carnivores. These are the Nile crocodiles. And they can go for a very long time without eating a single bite of food, about 4 weeks with no food. But they get hangry, so they prefer to have about 1 large meal per week. So to the right over here is a baobab tree. That baobab tree is pretty special. It has a couple of different nicknames. One of those nicknames is the Tree of Life. And it can actually store water in its trunks that other animals can drink. It doesn't rain all that often here in Africa, especially here in the savannah, as you can see by the kind of dusty and dry terrain over here. So that baobab tree is a great source of water for the animals that live over here. They can access that water by using their horns or their tusks to stab a little hole in the trunk and let it drain out. Now to the right, our very tall friend amongst the trees over there is a Maasai giraffe. They might look pretty tall, but did you know that they have the same number of vertebrae as we do? 7. Once again, they are just a little bit taller. And to our left is a pack of African wild dogs. You can see them surrounding the den over there to the left. They're pretty different from our 4-legged friends that we might have at home. They only have 4 toes instead of 5. They have radar ears. They can move their ears in circles to get a better listen to everything. They're also known as painted dogs. And of course that's because of their painted looking coat. To the left you can see a couple more antelopes. Those are the sable antelopes. They're known as the emblem of the Harambe Reserve because of their thespian strength. They're very, very confrontational antelopes. They've been known to challenge lions with their back. They've also been known to lay down their lives for their fellow antelope. To the left over here, these kind of pointy, rocky structures are known as termite mounds. African termite mounds. African termites are much bigger than the termites we have over here. So their homes are much larger. They're made up of dung and rocks and dirt. It's concrete. And these are great scratching posts for animals. Our friend the rhino can use them as a horn filing post as well. In fact, rhino horns are made out of the same stuff as your fingernails. That's called keratin. Just like how we can file our fingernails, they can file their horns. Looks like we see a couple more giraffes over here. Let's get a better look as we twist down this path. There are a couple other animals towards the back of the savannah over there to the right. Those are the springbok antelopes. But here are 2 more giraffes to our right. Just like how no 2 humans have quite the same fingerprint, no 2 of the Maasai giraffes have quite the same pattern of spots. They are all different. That's how they recognize one another. And of course, the darker the spots on the giraffe, the older the giraffe might be. Like this one's coming over here to say hello. You can see all 18 inches of that tongue. Very, very long tongue. It's actually purple. To the right is an African elephant. We'll stop up here so we can take a really good look at him. You can see his ears are actually in the shape of Africa. That's how we can tell he's an African elephant. Just like how we use fans to cool ourselves off, they can use their ears like giant fans to stay nice and cool. over here are a couple of monkeys hiding in the trees. You can see the back of one over here to the left. They're mandrill monkeys. You might notice their colorful faces. They're red and blue. And the colors on their faces get brighter the more excited they get. To the right and left over here is a little bit of red clay. And this is actually very special red clay. Elephants eat it because it's a great source of vitamins and minerals that they might not get from their diet. And if you look to your right over here, you might notice a couple of elephant tusk marks. They use their tusks to loosen the clay and their trunks to grab it and feed themselves. You can see a few more elephants over here to the left. And you can tell these are adolescent males as well as adolescent females and adult females because they are in a herd together or a parade. Once again, you can see their ears really well from here. They have very, very sensitive ears. You can hear the tiniest buzzing of a bee from miles away. They don't really like the sound of bees. It's kind of annoying to them, like a fly buzzing by one of our ears, but they can hear that from miles away. They're also afraid of the sting of a bee, because elephants have very sensitive skin as well. And in some parts of Africa, and Kenya specifically, farmers struggle with elephants trampling their crops. Of course, they don't want to hurt the elephants, but their crops are their main source of income. So to combat this in a very, very safe way, they teamed up with the Disney Conservation Fund to install beehive gates around the perimeter of their farms. This way the elephants hear the bees from really far away and know not to come near the crops. This way the crops are safe and the elephants are safe too. And the farmers get a new crop, honey, which is a great training resource. That's called the Elephant and Bees Project if you want to learn a little bit more about it. To the left, it looks like there's a flamboyance of flamingos. That's right, explorers, a flamboyance of flamingos. These are greater flamingos. They're the largest in the species. They're also the lightest pink. They're both black, white, and gray, but they turn pink over time because of their food source. It's called brine shrimp. Inside of brine shrimp is a substance called beta-carotene, and that is what gives them that lovely shade that we all know so well. You might notice their knees are inverted, just like the saddle-billed storks. Looks like you can see the elephant quite well from over here as well. That elephant over there is using their trunk to feed themselves. And elephant trunks are very special. They have more muscle. Different from the black rhino we saw earlier, the white rhino is much larger in size and lighter in color. Looks like there's two of them over there to the right. They also have a different shaped mouth. That is a wider and more square shaped mouth. But they're also the most endangered of the rhino species. I mentioned their horns before. Their horns are very, very high in value, so unfortunately poachers hunt them to take their horns. There's some rhino orphanages in Africa that actually file down the horn of the rhino in efforts to protect them from poachers and be less likely to be poached. Now sometimes over here we see cheetahs to our left. We're going to have to keep our eyes open and play the game Spot the Cheetah because sometimes they blend in quite well. I think I see one over there. There we go. You can see a couple of them. One of them is walking towards the back corner of their home and a few more are laying down. So this one towards the corner of their home over there to the left. Cheetahs are very fast. They can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in about 3 seconds flat. But they can't go.
It's like sizzle.
Yeah.
The only typical cat sound that they make is a purring noise. Speaking of typical cat, we've made it all the way over here to Kopi Rock. Kopi Rock is inspiration for Pride Rock and the Lion King, and it's a great place for lions to keep watch over their territory. So you can see all the different levels over here in Kobe Rock provide different perspectives. So our friend, the lions, over here to the left, you can see who is entering and they are fast asleep right now, which makes sense because lions sleep anywhere between 16 to 20 hours in a day. They do most of their hunting at night because of this. In fact, the females do the majority of the hunting in the pride. They do about 90% of it. And they team up in pairs of 2 to take down very, very fast creatures. That are over there. And you can hear the roar of a lion from 5 miles away when it's completely silent. White rhinos, as well as a Montauk antelope. You can see both of the babies over here to the right. Those are their rhino calves. And a herd of white rhinos is called a crash because they actually have very poor eyesight. They tend to crash into things. And those babies are very special. There are there are in fact 3 rhino calves sleeping. Bugatti Glen, home to the warden's post, which is over here to the left. The warden has a couple of roommates. These are the Nigerian dwarf goats. You can see some of the kids over there. And in the center of the warden's post is that yellow structure. That's the beehive gate that I mentioned earlier to keep the elephants at bay. And those Nigerian dwarf goats.
I've been wanting to go see it. I have not been here.
One down.
Oh, this is worth it getting ready. That's cool.
Oh, you can get them like first one. You have your face put on. Yeah, so we don't know.
So busy. Hello again guys, so we're now back at the resort. We had a sick time, Animal Kingdom. We went on loads of good attractions, The safari was really good. We saw loads of cool animals there. Elephants really cool. Lions were cool. And then the river ride, the lighting in there, the visual effect was unbelievable. So many cool lights in there. You'll see it all in the vid. And then the roller coaster, Mount Everest. Oh my god. As thrill rides go, that was so good. So good. And the food was nice. So all in all, a really good day at Animal Kingdom. Definitely going back there when we can. So anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here because it's now the evening here. It's quite a nice little view. So be sure to come back because we're going to go to Universal next. So as always, hope you enjoyed the vid. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you shortly.